Hello, this is Nicholas Polymenakos. I work here at the Northwest Astrological Conference, otherwise known as NORWAC, which is happening May 21st to May 25th, just outside Seattle in person and also online. You can watch anywhere in the world. Go to norwac.net for more info. Today I'm with Rav Chahal. How are you?
Hi, I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, good to have you here. This is your first NORWAC as a speaker, correct?
That is correct. Yes. My
Yeah.
first conference actually in person.
Oh,
So,
that's
yeah.
great. Yeah, no. Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna see what it's all about. And the conference itself here is 42 straight years. It has an amazing history in the astrology world for conferences and so on and so forth, from covering all different types of astrology. Also has an interesting history with evolutionary astrology too, at its roots, and so on and so forth. You're going to be speaking twice at the conference. First on Friday, May 22nd at 4:30 p.m. The title of your first lecture is called Soulmates or Karma Mates. What have I attracted? So this, I think it's one of the most common things we get as astrologers when clients come to us, right? About,
Sure. Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's one of the reasons why when I was asked to kind of submit a proposal for the conference, so this topic just came to me first and foremost because everybody's intrigued about relationships and relationship dynamics, and especially the term soulmates. I think it's one of the most common used words, like, oh, I've met my soulmate, or he's my soulmate, or she's my soulmate. And it's interesting because when you do get clients and people are like, oh, when am I going to meet my soulmate? And what I wanted to do was just break down that term. And so the word karma mate came to me because, as you know, I'm an evolutionary astrologer. And it was through Jeffrey Wolf Green that I understood more about the dynamics of relationships between people,
Mhm.
karma mates, soul mates, twin souls, what type of relationships we attract and why. And that topic just kind of just dropped into my psyche, and I just wrote it within like 10 minutes, and then I submitted it. So I'm
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this lecture for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like some of the things here is about the lecture. We'll cover the breakdown of why, I think, of why we attract and what we do and how we can move towards the highest expression of love, unconditional love. So very well said. And I already could tell a lot more about you just from the way you're explaining this. Am I
Right.
correct here? Do you have some sort of therapeutic or counseling background of any sorts, or
Well,
right?
yeah, an
Yeah.
interest in sort of coaching per se.
That's
I've
right.
always
Yeah.
been interested in like psychology
Hmm.
and people. Um, but psychology wasn't the kind of field I wanted to get into. I looked into it as like a degree. And I remember thinking, no, this isn't right for me. Something's missing. So I
Hmm.
went down the route of life coaching. And that
Hmm.
I liked, but there was always something missing. And it's when I came across evolutionary astrology and had my own reading with David Green that I was like, this is it. I
Yeah.
found the missing piece of my jigsaw, my work that I want to do. And since it came into my life, it's just made me understand life a little bit more organically,
Hmm.
and just approaching just my own journey from a place of, I'm going to say, conscious awareness.
Yeah. No,
Just, yeah,
I
just,
like that.
yeah.
And I think everyone's journey with astrology and how they connect with it, whether it's themselves or they go see an astrologer, I think there is that something where there's something that calls you and then you meet it halfway and it's synchronistic and you
Yes.
know it
Yeah.
100%,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
again, whether it's at yourself or in relationships, possibly. We'll be
Yeah.
covering some of that on Friday. On Saturday, or excuse me, on Sunday, May 24th at 1:45 p.m. Pacific. I love this title, okay, of this lecture. Pretty straightforward. Why am I here? What is my purpose? And where am I going? And that is
Yeah.
the title of your lecture on Sunday. Tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah. So it is very simple because, like, personally, for me, the reason I went looking for an astrologer, I remember asking myself, it was a certain situation in my life that had happened. And it was like, why does this keep happening? Why is this happening?
Mhm.
So, that question I think everybody asks more than once in their life, you know?
Mhm.
And ultimately, in evolutionary astrology, the power of evolutionary astrology is it can answer the question why. Why are you experiencing this situation? Why these relationship dynamics? Why is X, Y, and Z happening? And it's breaking down the Pluto paradigm. So, we're kind of understanding the soul journey from its past, present to potential future. And I think EA has such a it's so powerful in enabling to help people understand that you have the choice, you have the free will in terms of how you go forward. Because sometimes in astrology, it gets labeled as being very predictive, just descriptive. But I
Mhm.
think there's such a powerful tool with evolutionary astrology that can just answer those questions that no other sort of astrology has been able to decipher or really break down those nuts and bolts of a situation. So yeah, so this topic was very much just putting myself into other people's shoes. What would
Mhm.
I want to hear, in
Yeah,
terms of
no.
from in a conference? Yeah.
Yeah, it's well said. And also too, from for those watching out there, when we deal with from the EA perspective with Pluto and especially the nodes are very, involved. And sometimes people there's charts out there that have Pluto aspecting the nodes. And we
Yeah.
have an interesting story that's there. And I think whether someone knows their chart or not, and they say had Pluto aspecting the nodes, I think they're always asking why, whether they know it or
Yes.
not, right? And then they see it
Yes.
reflected back in astrology, and it kind of leads down this path, right, to understanding and to try to find
Yeah.
meaning in it all. Uh,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
so just another casual lecture that happens on
Yeah.
Sunday at NORWAC. Anybody watching, you can check out the schedule, the speaker lineups, the bios, the pre post conference lectures, all the rates. Everything is at norwac.net. It's going to be your first time there in person. We do this thing, Rob, where there's people obviously watching online, but in between the lecture tracks, we have like 40 minutes in between the lectures. We do these question and answers. So you will be part of a Q&A session with several other astrologers on Saturday. Most likely you'll be in your hotel room. You'll log in. I'll be there facilitating. There's people watching. They ask questions. And there's an improvisational conversation that happens. You will be part of a Q&A at 10:10 a.m. Pacific on Saturday with Palace Augustine, Adam Ellenboss, and our hosts of the conference, Laura Nalbandian. You'll be part of that Q&A. It's really fun. People ask a question, then this conversation happens, and it's pretty rapid.
Okay.
And yeah,
Yeah, I saw the length of 20 minutes and I was like,
yeah.
okay. This is like a no, I'm not gonna like make it sound less important, but like a game show, like kind of like go, here are your questions, go.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It just happens, and next thing you know, you're talking, and there's just a back and forth with the other speakers, and sometimes people in the Zoom in the chat rooms, and so it's really a good thing that we do. It's one of several things that we do online with people watching at home. Saturday night we have a virtual party for those online that's hosted by Samantha Hammer, who's the online host. This year, I suggested, and it's going to happen on Thursday. We do an open house from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific for those day before the conference who just want to come in and get to know everybody. And then I pop in and out there, from
Okay.
the conference floor. So yeah,
Okay, good to know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So if you see me and I'm looking into a phone, I'm talking probably with the Zoom people, and then I say, "Come here, talk to
Okay.
me." So anyway, I'm so happy that you're going to be there. It'll be your first time. We'll
Yeah.
see you in person, and for those online, they'll get to see you. Any and all information is at norwac.net. Rav, see you in a few weeks.
Yes, see you then.
Bye.
Bye.